always comforting when you're climbing and you don't see anything on the other side. Climb, 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 terrain, terrain. Thought there'd be a big PA sign saying PA welcomes you. Took a different route today. Look at that, Scots country. Ah, there's the sign. Crossing over into Pennsylvania, Interstate 99. We're gonna take 99 because last time we took 81, it's like, welcome to PA, and then construction cones instantly.
Welcome to Pennsylvania.
Oh, what the? Who said that? That road over there looks fun. So does this one. Sounds fun too. What, am I the only one who made reservations? Got the place to myself, apparently. And after making all these reservations and plans, now it's going to rain every day. Because there's another low pressure working its way up the eastern seaboard. 6-hour drive to get here. Again, I wish it was closer, but it's worth it. And I plan on doing this 2 more times this year. So, now the fun starts. I do hear somebody over here though. So we're not totally alone. It is a Tuesday night. And this is the problem. When I reserved the site, it said temp pad. Obviously this is for the host and handicap access. I usually reserve 52. That has a nice temp pad, except Thursday night was reserved, so I couldn't reserve that. This is the only available spot. And when I look around, it said temp pad. Where? I'm probably gonna have to move that picnic table. Because I don't think that's why I didn't stay here last time and why I stayed at 52. But where'd it go? Oh, there it is. That's why you bring these along, folks. Ground sheets for your tent. I'm probably gonna move the picnic table. I got a thing to put it on the ground. You know, they keep bugs and stuff from getting into your thing. Oh, yeah. So here, I'll probably end up moving the picnic table. Yeah, it's crushed stone, but at least the bottom of the tent's protected. Yeah, I like this one better, but unfortunately somebody beat me to it. Because this is where I was last year, because you got a nice little tent pad over here, and there's a trail that takes you straight to the restrooms. But again, for the time I'm down here, it was reserved for Friday night, so I couldn't book it. I probably could have done a stupid and booked down here for 3 nights, and booked this one for 1, or book over here for 3 nights, and then move. What's the point? Tough it up, Buttercup. Alright, I gotta get set up because it's like half an hour until dark, so. just outside of Mount Union in PA. The weather's just not cooperating today. It's been like this all night. I got a new addiction now. Well, I came down here to Railfan, but it looks like I'm going to be working at the East Broad Top for this trip and for the next one. So, as I had such a good time there, so I came down here to do some rail fanning, but the weather is just been like this the whole time. So I came out here to make content. I came down here to work at the East Broad Top. It's the Friends of the East Broad Top, and because it's been raining, I can't do anything in the rain, but you know, why not check out that? And yeah, so because I'm out of time. I mean, it's rained every day. So I was hoping to have a content train going down here, but instead it's more beneficial to actually be a part of something. So sorry on that end, but you know, I gotta do what's for my best interests, I guess. And being a part of something instead of sitting around watching trains all day, especially when it's raining out. This car is probably why I keep flinging my hands around. So, well, maybe next time. I got one more day up here, and it's gonna rain with a 90% chance tomorrow as well. Kearney's Crossing, and it's true what they say about Dollar General because there's a Dollar General. So I can see that sign before you get to the road because I almost went by it if I didn't know that there's a Dollar General before you turn. There is something coming up the hill. We are at Kearney's Crossing. Gridlock is in Altoona Yard. So they've got trains backed up, stopped, and everything. So, at least we did get some train footage the 4 days I was out here. But again, I'm doing some volunteer work. So, the wind's picked up. I'm hoping this storm system's finally moving off. I think I saw a bit of sunlight earlier. Hard to tell because this is the way it's been all day. So, yeah, unfortunately we didn't do much filming, but my fulfillment has been met. So, there's definitely one coming eastbound, coming up the hill. And that's why we're at Kearney's Crossing, because the unpredictability of this weather the last 4 days. So, at least if it does start surprise pouring, I'll be in the car. Unlike to these other places, Horseshoe Curve, they got, I don't think they have a place covered, except for where the tram comes up to. Kearney's Crossing's the only place that, they got the roof. Cassandra doesn't have any structures to cover you, to protect you from the weather, so the only option is Kearney's Crossing and watching them from the car. I might actually try to see what's on the other side of this road real quick, because I might move my angle. Because the wind's coming in this way, and I just thought about if it does start raining. Another day, more rain. It's just been an old pressure system just sitting there spinning and spinning and spinning. It's not moving out. It's stuck there over central PA right now. Every day. All 4 days. Granted, I've been busy doing other things except holding the video camera, but this is ridiculous. But again, there is a payoff, so it just doesn't stop. I just had to show you this. This looks familiar for me because this looks like, well, Sandy Island Beach State Park. Women's room on this side. The accessible restroom. Men's room on this side. The slight difference is there's no rocks or sand dunes or... Yeah, same brickwork and everything. Prince Gallitzin State Park, Pickerel Pond, and it's got a sunroof on top, and no community thing on the back side of it. But the front face, other than this, there's not a sign saying men's room and women's room, and then the office attached. It's the same kind of setup. I was like, wow, that brings back memories. And those that don't know what I'm talking about, Sandy Beach State Park restrooms. This is almost in the same layout as another state away. Same stone color and everything. Just a flashback I had this morning. For once it's not raining, but today I'm leaving, so of course it ain't raining. So I'm on my way out, so it is what it is. It's still threatening to rain, but at least it ain't raining now. Total washout. But like I said, I had fun, so that's the important thing. I can't do anything about the weather. Again, when I set all this up, the weather wasn't even in the forecast. Rain every day, but it is what it is. I'm used to getting smacked in the head once in a while. Half the time I'm doing the smacking. Well, unfortunately, today being a weekday, the railroad, these broadcast wasn't running today, so I was going over this bridge and noticed this trestle. I know this is a significant topic for the EBT, so part of their March to Statillo project, if I recall. So let's get a before and after look. The rails are still up there, the ties are not. Oh wow, this is something else to look. I've seen pictures of it, but to look at it in person is totally unique. At least the the weather is kind of cooperating a little bit today. I remember on the post I seen on Facebook is they had the bridge inspected and it's structurally sound. So I think they still plan on putting it in service here when they get closer to their Statillo goal. But again, to be here in person, you know, it's unique. To see it for yourself, it's pretty impressive. That's at least 40 feet up. So coming from the Broad Top heading south on 994, if I'm reading that sign right, you'll pass a school and you can see it as soon as you cross this bridge, and there's like a little road that come down here. A little pull off right there is where I'm parked at. There's a school just on the other side of that abutment. But yeah. I'm definitely gonna come back and in the future and see what they got going next year. See how far they've gotten. Like, they've been making pretty good progress. East Broad Top has. On restoring the tracks to Statillo. That'd be interesting. Let's see. See when they get there. So. Yeah, no. Fortunately, I like to stick around a little longer and look at it more, but we'll definitely repay the visit when they get in operation. Just happened to notice it when I was crossing the bridge, and I'm like, ah, yeah, I've seen. Yeah, okay, check it out. On the road. Yeah. I met some good people yesterday, so I think I went to work at the EBT and I was there until 9 o'clock last night because there's a carnival going on. Met some new friends, so that's going to make things interesting. Talked to them a little bit once they found out that, yeah, you're there to work and not just some yahoo. Made some friends, and yeah, our state parks close by, he gave me the names of them, so I'll look them up. He's like, one's down the road about 20 miles, so it's beats going 70. But we're on the way home now. And again, it rained. So, like I said, trip was worth it for sure, but see what happens. Because I know they got another work session coming up in September, so we'll see what we can do then. Hopefully the weather will be better. I mean, it's been like this all week, but we didn't see any trains, but we still had fun. But that might be the new thing, because they were telling me about all the attractions on that side of the state. You're like an hour away from Maryland, and down there they got the Western Maryland Scenic, so, and they run that big freaking steam engine, 1309. I'm like, yeah, okay. So I might have to put a pause on doing it up here.
Anyway, I gotta think some things over and find out when I'll be back down.